Caitlin Clark's new Kobe Bryant 5 sneaker sells out online in minutes. There hasn't been this much calamity over a white woman's shoe since Cinderella and the glass slipper.
That Nike stocked about 14,000 of these, and that is an unconfirmed report, but they sold out in less than a minute. If that's any indication of what a Caitlin Clark signature shoe will do, I think Nike better continue to get on it and get ready to launch this brand.
A'ja Wilson, we all know that she's jealous of Caitlin Clark. She just is. Caitlin Clark exposed who they are. They're a bunch of petty betties.
Caitlin Clark's newest sneaker collaboration with Nike sold out in under a minute. And no, that's not an exaggeration. In just 60 seconds, the Caitlin Clark edition of the Kobe 5 Protro vanished from Nike's website and select stores across the country. If there was ever any doubt about her star power, this erased it. It was chaos. People lined up around blocks at sporting goods stores. Nike's app crashed under the weight of traffic. Some users received error messages before they could even click Add to Cart. And by noon, resale platforms were flooded with listings, some topping $600, more than triple the $190 retail price. Reports estimate Nike released just over 13,000 pairs. They were gone in seconds. What's more impressive? These weren't even Clark's own signature shoes. They were a player exclusive, simply a Clark-themed version of an existing Kobe Bryant model. And yet, they sparked a bidding.
Clark's new Kobe PE shoe sold out in less than a minute. And I saw so many tweets about this, so many people who were so sad that they missed out on this shoe. I saw that there was this one Dick's store and people were lined up around the corner, like camping out, trying to get the shoe.
Nike released the shoe this morning for $190. That was the going rate for the signature sneaker. Now, I'm here to tell you, as you guys can see right here on Google, just type in Caitlin Clark Kobe 5. StockX, currently right now, they're going for $345. On GOAT, they're going for $386. And Flight Club, you're looking at $375. Must mind you, these sneakers was just released a few hours ago. These sneakers were retail for $190. This is the Caitlin
year, thanks to her senior season. And now, her shoe just broke the internet. Not everyone is celebrating. Multiple sources have suggested that fellow WNBA superstar A'ja Wilson, a two-time MVP and Olympic gold medalist, wasn't thrilled about the buzz surrounding Clark's release. Wilson had her own Nike line, complete with custom emblems and high-budget promos directed by Malia Obama. And yet, her sneakers didn't come close to the same demand. While Wilson's collection was heartfelt and artistically impressive, it simply didn't sell like Clark's. Her shoes can still be found on clearance racks. Meanwhile, Clark's pair disappeared before most fans could even see the available button light up. And that contrast has stirred up tension behind the scenes. According to industry
if you are hoping to get your hands on the Caitlin Clark version of Nike's Kobe Bryant sneaker, you're out of luck. They are out of stock. The WNBA star teamed up with Nike for a player edition of the Kobe 5 Protro, decked out in Indiana fever colors. You see them on your screen. They dropped at 10 a.m. Monday, and they sold out before 11 a.m. In fact, in just minutes. The $190 kicks are already showing up on the secondary market at close to double the retail price.
And let me tell you something. I thought it could not get any damn better when A'ja Wilson's shoes went on sale and they sold out less than 5 minutes. I know because I tried to go online to get me a damn pair of them A1. I tried to get me a pair and they were sold out before I could even get on the internet good. Now today, when I go on the damn line in order to get Caitlin Clark shoes, I couldn't even get a damn pair. I thought the internet was broke when I first went on that damn place because it's like, ain't no way they sold out in less than a minute. They just went on sale. Apparently, I was wrong because they sold out in less than...
Insiders, Wilson reportedly pushed hard for her shoe to be released first. She believed her credentials warranted it, and she wasn't wrong about her achievements. But Nike didn't follow feelings. They followed the market. And right now, the market wants Caitlin Clark. Some critics say Clark should have had her own original shoe design from the start, not a rework of a Kobe model. But even this collaboration has become one of the fastest-selling women's sneakers in recent memory. The resale surge speaks for itself. Sneaker analysts...
That just goes to show you how much of an impact that Caitlin Clark is having on sports right about now. She's one of the most popular players on sports. She got the most votes in WNBA history as far as all-star votes for a reason. When your shoe goes on sale and it sells out in less than a minute, Do you know how quick a minute is, especially in New York, one of them big cities? A minute is very, very quick. It takes me more than a minute to make videos and post them. For your shoes to sell out in less than a minute, that's LeBron, Jordan, and Penny Hardaway-esque type popularity. And quite frankly, I'm excited for women's sports. Caitlin Clark did a hell of a job. Nike always does its best in marketing its players, and Caitlin Clark was no exception, man. So congratulations, man. This is a big win for not only Caitlin Clark, but also women's sports as well. So hell of a job.
DePaula has said he thinks the Caitlin Clark shoe line could be worth $100 million in sales. And from what we've seen so far, I actually think that might be a conservative estimate. So if Elliot Hill believes that the Nike stock is going to continue to slide, it may be a situation where he is intentionally delaying the release of this shoe so that it can coincide with a big bounce in stock price ahead of a released earnings call in the spring of 2020.
Like Jeff Staple are already calling this a new era for women's sports. And they're right. Clark isn't just selling sneakers. She's selling a moment in time, and millions are lining up to be part of it. Teenagers, parents, former athletes, even casual sports fans, are shelling out hundreds for the chance to wear a piece of the movement she's creating. And the economic implications are massive. Clark's estimated $28 million Nike deal is just the start. Her total endorsement portfolio is pushing $40 million annually, compared to her WNBA rookie salary of just $76,000. That number alone has people asking, who needs the WNBA more, Clark or the league? Some are even...
In my opinion, Caitlin Clark is a big enough star and she's creating her own legacy. So I feel like, at least for her first sneaker, it shouldn't be a collaboration with any other player, dead or alive, in my opinion. I feel like Caitlin should have, for her first shoe, had her own original design just for her. No.
After her signature Kobe shoe sold out on Monday, and in light of driving record attendance and viewership for the WNBA, I think it's time we start asking, where is Caitlin Clark's shoe?
Floating the idea that Clark could start her own women's league, backed by brands like Nike, Gatorade, and Wilson. It sounds bold, maybe even far-fetched. But when one player is responsible for nearly all of the league's growth, it suddenly doesn't sound so crazy. The WNBA has always wanted a breakout star. Now they have one. But they're learning, in real time, that controlling a phenomenon is much harder than creating one. Clark's popularity was
like her, who cried to Nike and said, no, I need my shoe first because I'm MVP. Give me my shoe first before Caitlin. You sell what's hot right now, not because somebody's feelings. If I'm Nike, I'll sell Caitlin Clark's shoe first. She's hot right now. Like I said, she literally was watching Butler, not even a great basketball school. It's all right, but it ain't great. It's not a Duke or North Carolina, or, you know, it's not a top tier school like that. Basketball. And she pulled 4 million people to watch that. Okay. Just for showing up. Asia Wilson don't got that pull. She just don't.
Manufactured, it exploded naturally. And now, she's dragging professional women's basketball into a new era, whether the league is ready or not. In the end, this isn't just about sneakers. It's about visibility, influence, ownership, power. Caitlin Clark isn't waiting for permission. She's rewriting the rules. And judging by the speed her shoes flew off the shelves, the world is more than ready. Caitlin Clark's latest sneaker success didn't just make headlines, it sparked a firestorm. It all started when Las Vegas Aces star Aya Wilson sat down with Time magazine and made a bold statement. Clark's rapid rise in fame was due, in part, to race. People may say it's not about black and white, Wilson said. But to me, it is. Wilson's words were raw, emotional, and deeply personal. She pointed to the double standard many black female athletes feel when it comes to media attention, endorsements, and marketability. She expressed frustration that no matter how hard she worked, no matter the MVP awards or Olympic medals, she still felt overshadowed. The reaction online was instant and intense. Some fans sided with Wilson, acknowledging the hard truths about systemic inequality and how black women in sports.
The Los Angeles Aces player, Aja Wilson, saying that Clark is only popular because she's white, quoting from NBC Boston. Though Clark hasn't said anything to fuel the black-white narrative surrounding her meteoric rise, talks about a double standard of being had. Quote, I think it's a huge thing. I think a lot of people may say it's not about black and white, but to me it is. Las Vegas Aces star Aja Wilson said when asked about the race element in Clark's popularity, and before she recently signed 2 major endorsement deals. They don't see it as marketable, so it doesn't matter how hard I work. It doesn't matter what we all do as black women. We're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is.
Us as black women, James reminds me a lot of you. Like, James is not really about me. You know? And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, obviously. Like, she understands her privilege and like, pushes her over the top, in a sense.
Yeah, she's good at basketball or whatever, but we all know that it's her privilege that's gotten her this far. I'm so tired, bro. I'm so tired. Listen, we can continue to make fun of the WNBA salary all we want, but in reality, you're still getting 70, 80K a year to play ball worse than 12-year-olds at the rec center. I would put my life savings on some random 65-year-old dude named Samson at the YMCA if he's going against you, and yet he's there and you're here. How is that not privilege?
Translation, put aside the fact that Aja Wilson herself also has a deal with Nike and a signature shoe. Ignore the fact that Aja Wilson didn't perform nearly as well as Caitlin Clark did in college or come anywhere close to matching her career points record or any of her other records. And disregard how many people find it just more enjoyable to watch Caitlin Clark's style of play than Aja Wilson's. You can't consider any of that. All you can consider is that Caitlin Clark is
sports often go unrecognized. Others felt the comments were unfair, especially given Clark's record-breaking college career and her humble response to criticism. And while the debate raged, one thing became clear: this wasn't just about sneakers anymore. Clark's popularity has triggered a long-overdue conversation about race, opportunity, and visibility in women's sports. Her ability to draw millions of viewers and sell out shoes in seconds has left the WNBA, and Nike, scrambling to catch up. To complicate matters, news leaked that Wilson had already secured a lucrative Nike deal, yet the narrative made it seem as if she had been passed over in favor of Clark. That confusion only intensified the controversy. Meanwhile, Clark kept doing what she does best: playing the game, selling out arenas, and connecting with fans across all demographics. She doesn't need flashy ad campaigns or social media influencers. She doesn't need a script. Her appeal is natural. Whether it's young kids mimicking her long-range shots or lifelong basketball fans drawn to her confidence and composure, people are watching. Nike tried to create that kind of energy with Wilson. They rolled out high-concept commercials, partnered with celebrity directors, and built a brand identity around her. But the results weren't the same. Wilson's sneakers struggled to gain traction in stores. Clark's, on the other hand, sold out before many fans even saw the product page. Now, Nike is accelerating plans to give Clark her own signature shoe, a brand new design, a custom logo, and a global marketing campaign. Industry insiders say they're preparing 100,000 to 150,000 pairs for a holiday release, hoping to match demand without flooding the market. Around the world, sneaker retailers are calling Nike daily, asking for early inventory. In Japan, known for its deep love of basketball shoes, shops are preparing for overnight release events. European stores are begging for more stock. One store owner in Milan even offered to trade his personal Air Jordan collection in exchange for a shipment of Clark's upcoming signature line. It's not just hype, it's a global phenomenon. And Nike? They're feeling the pressure. One former executive put it bluntly: imagine having a gold mine on your roster and spending your entire budget polishing someone else's silver. Now that Clark's influence is undeniable, Nike is adjusting course. But it's clear they underestimated her, and they're not the only ones. Wilson's team, meanwhile, is focusing on community efforts and socially conscious marketing. Those are worthy pursuits, but in the cutthroat world of retail and visibility, they're struggling to keep pace with Clark's wildfire popularity. Inside Nike's boardrooms, frustration is mounting. One anonymous source described recent meetings as funeral vibes for bad decisions. Executives are questioning how the company that once built a global empire on the back of Michael Jordan could have missed the mark so badly this time. In a world where one tweet can ignite a firestorm and one sneaker drop can shift public perception, Caitlin Clark isn't just playing basketball anymore. She's reshaping the narrative around women's sports, fame, and value, whether people are ready for it or not. Caitlin Clark has done something few athletes ever achieve. She's transcended her sport and become a cultural force, a name that doesn't just fill stadium seats but alters the way an entire generation thinks, buys, and aspires. In towns across America, places like suburban Iowa, middle schoolers are begging their parents for Clark-endorsed sneakers that can run upwards of $600. These are the same parents who, only a few years ago, saw athletic gear as functional. Now they're negotiating with their kids about sneaker resale values and learning how to track online drops like Wall Street investors. High school basketball programs are experiencing a noticeable uptick in participation. The reason? Young players want to shoot like Clark. Coaches are seeing gym hours stretch longer, and recruitment videos now feature more long-range shots than actual teamwork drills. Clark's jersey number, 22, is showing up on more backs than ever, treated with the same reverence fans once reserved for legends like Jordan or Bryant. But Clark's influence goes beyond the hardwood. She has become, without intention, a symbol of aspiration and identity. There's now an entire subset of young people who buy her merchandise not because they play basketball, but because wearing her brand feels like joining a movement. It's not unlike the loyalty fans show to bands before they break into the mainstream, except this band is already headlining arenas, and the price of admission isn't a concert ticket, but a pair of limited edition sneakers. Parents are caught in the middle, juggling economic reality and their children's growing devotion. Social media groups filled with concerned moms are turning into digital town halls where people debate whether lining up for a sneaker release is a rite of passage or a sign of cultural overload. One mother recently shared that her daughter has been practicing logo threes for hours daily since watching Clark play. The commitment is admirable, but it's also a new kind of pressure, and one that many are still trying to make sense of. Meanwhile, Aya Wilson, another phenomenal athlete in her own right, is watching the shift with a mix of poise and quiet frustration. Her accomplishments in the professional league are numerous and respected. Her community work is real. Her highlight reels are a masterclass in athletic defense. But in today's digital age, substance often takes a back seat to virality. Clark missing a three-pointer and laughing afterward can generate millions of views. Wilson, executing a perfect defensive play, might gather a fraction of that attention. It's not a reflection of value, it's a reflection of how fame operates now. And it's reshaping not just basketball, but business. Resale sneaker markets are now treating Clark-related products like blue-chip stocks. Resellers track her social media mentions the way analysts track earnings reports. Shops in Europe are hosting Clark-themed events. Business schools are building case studies around her.